The universe is a vast, mysterious expanse, teeming with dimensions beyond our immediate perception. While we navigate through the familiar 3 dimensions of space and one of time, many theorists suggest that hidden dimensions could lie just beyond our grasp, shaping the very fabric of existence. These unknown dimensions remain elusive, enticing the curious minds to explore what lies beyond our sensory abilities. One of the most intriguing theories involves the concept of higher dimensions proposed by string theory. According to this framework, additional spatial dimensions, often invisible to us, may weave together the very building blocks of matter and energy. Imagine a world where the intricacies of gravity and electromagnetism coexist within these hidden realms, influencing the cosmic ballet of galaxies and stars. The notion provokes wonder, leading us to consider how these dimensions might interact with the observable universe and even give rise to phenomena currently deemed anomalies. As researchers delve deeper into the cosmos, they uncover tantalizing clues that suggest the existence of these dimensions. For instance, the behavior of gravity at large scales hints at gravitational waves rippling through a multidimensional space, revealing connections we have yet to comprehend. The concept of parallel universes sharing the same dimensional space raises questions about our reality, encouraging us to envision alternate timelines and possibilities. What if civilizations in these other dimensions are reaching for the stars in ways we cannot fathom? The potential ramifications of discovering unknown dimensions are profound, igniting the imagination of scientists, philosophers, and dreamers alike. Such dimensions could pave the way for breakthroughs in technology like quantum computing, harnessing the hidden structures of spacetime for unimaginable advancements. As we expand our understanding of physics, the pursuit of knowledge leads us down speculative paths, igniting discussions about metaphysical causality and the interconnectedness of all things. In conclusion, while the unknown dimensions of the universe remain speculative, they beckon like undiscovered lands on a map. The quest for understanding our universe's full dimensionality may redefine humanity's place within it, offering glimpses into the fabric of reality. Embracing the unknown fuels scientific exploration, weaving a narrative rich in wonder, mystery, and the eternal search for the truth of existence beyond what we currently perceive. The concept of dimensions has intrigued scientists and philosophers for centuries, stretching beyond the familiar 3-dimensional world into realms that challenge our understanding of reality. When we discuss dimensions, we typically envision the standard 3 spatial dimensions: length, width, and height. However, theories in physics suggest the existence of additional dimensions, with some advanced models proposing as many as 14 dimensions. The notion of higher dimensions comes prominently from string theory and related theoretical physics frameworks. String theory posits that the fundamental particles we observe are not point-like entities, but rather tiny vibrating strings. In this framework, additional dimensions are necessary to accommodate the behaviors and interactions of these strings. These extra dimensions might be compactified or curled up in such a way that they are not directly observable at our everyday scale. The idea of 14 dimensions can be visualized through various models. The first 10 dimensions typically represent the familiar spacetime plus additional dimensions required by string theory. These may include dimensions for the various string vibrations. It's in the extra 4 dimensions that things become exceptionally fascinating and complex. From an intuitive viewpoint, the implications of existing in 14 dimensions can stretch the mind. Each additional dimension offers new degrees of freedom in movement and interaction, transforming the fabric of reality. However, it's essential to consider the empirical challenges involved in proving the existence of such dimensions. Current scientific understanding relies heavily on observable phenomena.
When I was a child growing up in San Francisco area, I used to visit the Japanese tea garden and visit the carp swimming just beneath the lily pads in a 2-dimensional pond. I used to spend hours looking at them. They would swim forward, backward, left and right. Their eyes were to the side, and they couldn't see me. I was in the 3rd dimension. I was in hyperspace. They were totally unaware that there was a universe beyond their pond. And then I thought, well, what happens if I reach down and grab one of the fish, lift the fish up? Maybe that fish was a scientist, and the scientist would say, bah, humbug, science fiction, there's no world of up. Up does not exist. Well, I would grab this scientist, lift them up in the world of up, hyperspace, the third dimension. What would he see? He would see beings breathing without water, a new law of biology. Beings moving without fins, a new law of physics. And then I would put the fish back into the pond. What kind of stories would he tell?
We believe, though we cannot yet prove, that our multiverse of universes is 11-dimensional. So think of this 11-dimensional arena. And in this arena, there are bubbles that float. And the skin of the bubble represents an entire universe. So we're like flies trapped on flypaper. We're on the skin of a bubble. It's a 3-dimensional bubble. The 3-dimensional bubble is expanding, and that's called the Big Bang Theory. And sometimes these bubbles can bump into each other. Sometimes they can split apart, and that, we think, is the Big Bang. So we even have a theory of the Big Bang itself. Now you ask a question, what about the dimensions of each bubble? Well, in string theory, which is what I do for a living, that's my day job, in string theory, we can have bubbles of different dimensions. The highest dimension is 11. You cannot go beyond 11 because universes become unstable beyond 11. If I write down the theory of a 13, 15-dimensional universe, it's unstable, and it collapses down to an 11-dimensional universe. But within 11 dimensions, you can have bubbles that are 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional, 5-dimensional. These are membranes. So for short, we call them branes. So these branes can exist in different dimensions. And let's say P represents the dimension of each bubble. So we call them P-branes. So a P-brane is a universe in different dimensions floating in a much larger arena. And this larger arena is the hyperspace that I talked about originally. Also remember that each bubble vibrates, and each bubble vibrating creates music. The music of these membranes is the subatomic particles. Each subatomic particle represents a note on a vibrating string or vibrating membranes. So believe it or not, we now have a candidate for the mind of God that Albert Einstein wrote about for the last 30 years of his life. The mind of God in this picture would be cosmic music.
While mathematical models may indicate the potential of 14 dimensions, the lack of direct empirical evidence keeps this concept within the realm of theoretical exploration. Scientists continuously search for indirect evidence, such as cosmic phenomena that could suggest the presence of more than 4 dimensions. Should empirical evidence eventually confirm higher dimensions, it would revolutionize our comprehension of physics and the universe itself. It could help address some of the most profound questions about the cosmos, from the fundamental forces to the unification of gravity with quantum mechanics. For now, the debate surrounding 14 dimensions remains a captivating intersection of physics, philosophy, and the limits of human understanding. In conclusion, while we don't yet have definitive proof of 14 dimensions, the theories that propose such existence encourage intellectual curiosity and exploration into the mysteries of our universe. The speculative nature of this topic opens avenues for further discussion and prompts us to contemplate the possibilities that exist beyond our known reality.